why wouldn't you want to work in manufacturing? Yeah, and I sit here and I spent 28 years in manufacturing. Well, 28 years in Mondelēz International, albeit it's been called many different names on the road through to Mondelēz. And only 2 of those years I haven't worked directly in manufacturing. And I don't think I could find a more inspiring place to work. I've worked on, some of the most iconic brands, global brands, local brands, things that you can walk into a supermarket and say to your kids, your mom, your dad, or whatever else, I did that, I made that. The buzz I get out of doing stuff, of actually seeing things transform from a raw material. So it comes in, I've worked in coffee and cheese and in chocolate, all the C's. So you sit there and you think, well, I remember walking into a coffee factory and being shown a handful of green beans, and many hours later it's a jar of Kenko freeze-dried coffee. In manufacturing, you're not out there just trying to sell it, or you're not designing it. You can actually physically say, I did it, I actually made that. What's great about Mondelēz manufacturing is that not only do you get that fantastic buzz of making some iconic brands, but we also, the business will back you. So if you're looking for investment, you're looking to change, whether it be to support new product development that's designed by a research and development team, or to save money to make us more competitive in the marketplace, if you come with a right idea or project, the business will back you. And not only in the driving your manufacturing, in your own personal development. I'm a lucky guy. I've been in the business for 28 years, and I started straight out of college, 21 years old, working on a packing line as a shift leader, and from then I spent 3 years in Australia, a fantastic life experience, and I moved on from there to run a coffee facility in the UK. I then became the CSNL director for Northern Europe, where I worked across 7 countries. When I'm with my friends, or when I've been in the pub in the past and they say, what do you do? They were never really interested in me until I got the job working with the Cadbury brands. And now I get introduced as the guy who makes Cadbury chocolate, not as Neil Chapman anymore. Your mates want to brag about the fact they know the guy who makes chocolate, and I'm not the only guy who makes chocolate. There's 1,500 people across 3 plants who can all claim the same thing. So there's 1,500 people who can brag about, I make Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate. We're working in a factory that must be one of the most famous factories in the world. So, the Bourneville plant is known globally. So what a proud place to work. Here I can leave my office and I can stand and talk to an operator and talk to a tradesman or a technician about what they're doing, and physically watch that product being made. Deliver 1 million cream eggs a day, 50,000 Easter eggs a year. 100,000 tons of Cadbury chocolates leave this site every single year. I don't think I'd have lasted 28 years in the business if they hadn't got the right values and they didn't match my own personal values. And I say, and once you're in there, to me, manufacturing is by far the most exciting part of the business.